And part of it too is this fatty acid issue, bad fats and good fats. The truth of the matter is other than trans fats, there are no good and bad fats. Other than trans fats, all the other fats are good. They're all good. You just need them in the right ratio. Now, when I do my fats class, I go into this in more detail. But what it does is your body uses these essential fatty acids to form compounds called eicosanoids. And basically what that is we're primarily going to be talking about omega-6 fats and omega-3 fats, right? People are familiar with these terms nowadays. I mean, it's on labels, it's all kinds of stuff. But most people don't really know what it means. We've just been told, like, LDL is the bad cholesterol and HDL is the good, that omega-6s are bad and omega-3s are good. No, they're all good. You need them all. That's why God put them there. They're supposed to be there. So omega-6s, in a nutshell, create inflammation. Do we need inflammation? Absolutely. If you don't have it, you can't do wound healing. If you don't have inflammation, you can't heal from fractures. If you don't have inflammation, you can't fight infection. If you don't have inflammation, you can't be a natural cancer killer. So you need inflammation. The issue is that we get so much omega-6s in our diet because they primarily come from grain and seed oils. We get so much omega-6s in our diet and so little omega-3s that the inflammation runs out of control. Right? The simple backyard trash pile fire burns down the neighborhood. And that's the dilemma. So what I get people started on is you need to cut the 6s totally out. You never will be able to because they're in all plants. But you really want to dramatically reduce it. And this is another aspect to that meat thing. If we were still getting our meat from wild game that was roaming the prairies eating natural grasses that weren't tainted with glycophosphates and herbicides and pesticides and everything else, that deer, that buffalo, what have you, would have a natural ratio anywhere from 2-to-1 to 4-to-1 of omega-6s to omega-3s. So the ratio is good. What we're finding in the stuff you get from the grocery store from Harris Ranch is it can be as much as 20-to-1. Right? So no matter how much of that you eat, you're going to get further and further out of whack, right? You're just going to always get out of whack. And this is the thing with flax oil. A lot of people go, oh, flax oil, I'm a vegetarian, I want to eat no fish, flax oil. Here's the deal. The omega-3s in flax oil are short-chain omega-3 fatty acids. You can't use those. They're of no use to you. So your body has to go through 11 different enzymatic activities to convert them into long chain, and it doesn't do it very efficiently. At best, you're only going to convert about 10%. And the problem with flaxseed is it's seed, so it also contains a higher ratio of omega-6 than omega-3s. So in order to drive your omega-3s up with that in a state that you can use, you would further get out of whack. You would dramatically get out of whack in your omega-6s. See how it's all false information and it's marketing and it's baloney. But if you understand how the body works, you can smell a rat before you walk into Whole Foods. You go, I'm not going to fall for that baloney.
What about the CoQ10?
Ubiquinones, your body produces its own. So if you're healthy, you don't need to supplement them. If you're taking any statin drugs, you better supplement with them because your statin drugs poison your liver. That's how they keep your body from producing cholesterol. It kills your liver. That's how it works. And at the same time, your liver is what makes your ubiquinones. So you destroy your ubiquinones, so you have to supplement with them. Any doctor that prescribes statin drugs without also giving ubiquinones at the same time really should lose his license, which would mean we'd have a massive MD shortage, right?
So with a healthy eating plan, you don't need to supplement.
Look, if you eat healthy, you don't need to supplement anything. Jack LaLanne made it a long way, man. I was at a seminar once. He was probably around 70-something. And he was one of the guest speakers. He's a chiropractor. His daughter's a chiropractor. And a good friend of mine, introduced me to his daughter. I didn't go up and meet Jack, but Jack was on the stage. And at the end of his talk, somebody gets up and the doctor, I think it was, says, so Mr. LaLanne, I want to, all the blah, 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 fluff, 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 aren't you awesome? And then he says, so what type of multivitamins or supplements do you recommend? And he says, you aren't listening. I don't recommend supplements. Juice. Get your nutrients from food. Juice. He's an avid juicer. Juice. A few moments later, somebody gets up and goes, but if you were to recommend supplements, which ones would you recommend? Now, if you've ever seen like candid interviews with Jack LaLanne, he was a pistol. And he got red in the face, and he basically like cussed this person out. He's like, you aren't listening to me. You don't need supplements. Now, with that said, there's two that I recommend for just about everybody now. Okay? I mean, I would say just everyone should take them. The omega-3 fats, because we simply can't get them in our diet anymore. It's just not available anymore. So I would say omega-3 fats, everyone should supplement. From a high-quality pharmaceutical-grade fish oil. The other one is a product called Protandim. It's an MLM thing. When somebody finally beats the patent thing on it and can produce it where you don't have to pay the premium for the MLM upline, downline stuff, I'll recommend something else maybe. But for now, it's the only company that has it because they got like 4 patents on it. But that one is shown to increase your body's detoxification enzymes. That's infinitely more efficient than trying to stuff a bunch of supplements down your throat. You can't, one molecule of glutathione produced by your cells is better than 1,000,000 molecules of vitamin C. So that's another one I recommend. Other than that, for most of us, we're going to need to supplement with D3 simply because we don't get out in the sun anymore. We just aren't out in the sun. The sun is the better place to get it. Without a doubt. It produces a sulfonated vitamin D. You're designed to be in the sun. What about skin cancer? Skin cancer is higher and higher and higher in younger and younger people. Are we spending more or less time in the sun? Less. Look, we're designed to be in the sun, you guys. We're designed for it. What we're not designed is to not be in the sun for 2 weeks and then go out and bake. We're not designed for that. All right? All right, with that said, just to give you an idea, the impact of insulin on diseases versus the impact of fatty acid eicosanoids on diseases. Fat loss, it's 90% controlling the carb intake. Okay? 10% the types of fatty acids. If you want to lose fat, it's stop eating sugar. Okay? Diabetes, 75%. It's a little bit of both because diabetes is already an inflammatory response, right? So now we also have to mess with the fatty acids. And then as it goes all the way down the list, when we get to pain, inflammatory pain, it's all about fatty acids. But the truth is, nobody has one of these without at least 2 of the others. So what are we left with? It's what I told you in the beginning. You got to control them both. You can't do, I'm doing really good with this, but I kind of make up for it there. That don't work. You got to really get above. It's just the way it is. So you got to start eating more good fat. Lots of good fats. Your coconut oil, sardines, anchovies, fish, right? I saw, where's Christy? Nice fish in the bottom of the boat, by the way. Nice. So that was yesterday? Yeah. Awesome. Olive oil. You guys, olive oil is amazing. There's this really groovy store in Old Sac called Olive Mix. Anyone been there? Go. You've been there. Isn't it cool? I mean, it's kind of like wine tasting, but it's all olive oils. There's so many different ones. It's fun. You want to know how you make healthy eating fun? Go start checking these things out. There's just tons of them. They're so good.
What about olives themselves?
Olives themselves are good. Yeah, munch them. I love olives.
Did you say downtown Sac or Old Sac?
Yeah, Old Sac. Old Sac, yeah.
Why is an avocado considered a fruit?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Why are San Franciscans considered fruits? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's a mystery. All right. I don't know. Look, you guys, we could go through, it's easy to get confused, right? Is a tomato a fruit or a vegetable? I don't know. It's like, don't worry about it. When I'm talking fruits, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
All right? If it's questionable, like I can't really tell, I would side it with the vegetables. If it's questionable, it's like, it's kind of pretty sweet, and I'm thinking maybe it's a fruit. Call it a fruit,